Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
You got it straight now?
It is. Glad you're back with us, guys, for another video. Hope you're having a great time, evening, day, night, wherever you are in the world. Let's dive into this video.
Oh, we got up. So we've been curious to know, like, who's running for 2024?
Who's really running?
Who's really running for 2024?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this with Bill Maher, the 2024 predictions. I'm really curious to know who's running on the red side, though. But who's running in this race? How many people are running? Because I look it up, I Google, I see some people say they're running, but they may not, or they may be running. So I'm curious to see what this, and I don't know how old this video is. I had this in saved for but
Okay,
let's see.
go.
Let's see who's running.
Because I'm interested. Needs to know. Because it's a little scary right now. It's a little scary.
What's scary? The world.
The race.
Yeah.
And who we think.
Not me who's changed. It's the left, who is now made up of a small contingent who've gone mental and a large contingent who refuse to call them out for it. But I will.
What
Do you
happened right
think
now?
Democratic politicians have changed their views, or do you think they're just afraid of their party's activists the way that a lot of Republicans are afraid of their party's activists, the MAGA folks?
B. They're afraid, yes.
They're just afraid.
Yes, I think both sides. I think, again, there's 4 tribes, I think, in this country. I think there's old school liberals and old school conservatives, Republicans and Democrats, the kind of people who used to. I think that's the majority of the country.
Like Hillary Clinton and Jeb Bush or something.
Yeah,
like
the kind of people who never agreed on a hell of a lot, but they found ways to work together. They didn't hate each other.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I know.
all about making liberal tears and cry and all this stuff and owning and destroying people. It was just, I don't agree with Bob Dole, but we can work together. We can get a grand bargain.
He is right. There was an era when they on the left side that it was still kind of like peaceful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Versus whatever it is now.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And so I think that's the majority, but then you have Trumpers, and then you have wokesters. And, those fringes are not doing this country any great favors.
If Donald Trump is challenged for the nomination, he's obviously already being challenged by Governor Nikki Haley, and then there's talk of other people, Governor DeSantis, Mike Pompeo and others, Vice President Pence. Do you think any of them can take him out?
No, but I think what they will do is ensure him the nomination.
By splitting all the alternatives.
Absolutely.
Same thing that happened before.
Yeah. The only way Trump doesn't get that nomination is if it's just him and DeSantis. If it's a bunch of people in there, they're going to split the anti-Trump vote because, Trump has a very hardcore following. I mean, it's a cult, and cults don't ever go away. Look at Christianity. So I
See, that's one thing I do not, because Bill Maher is a bona fide atheist. So when he comes to talking about anything on relationship with God, he go right over my head.
despair about that because I think when politicians smell the White House, they don't care about the repercussions for the country. They just want to go for it. DeSantis against Trump, I think, could get it. Somebody said to me once, a conservative guy, he said, the thing you guys don't understand about us is we don't really like Trump. Now, that doesn't speak for all the Trumpers. He definitely has some real fans.
Oh, sure.
But there's a lot of people who voted for him, and that's their little secret. We don't like him either. We just vote for him because the stuff that you guys are doing on your fringe is scarier to us than what he's doing, which is saying a lot. And I'm not quite with them, but I get it.
Yeah.
I think it's also that he hates the same people that they hate, even if they don't agree
Yes.
with him. You know what I mean?
And they love it that he sticks his thumb in their eye.
Yeah. Do you think that DeSantis is part of the old school Republican tribe, or do you think he's more of a Trumper 2.0?
That's the great question. I don't know if he's playing a part or if that's really him. The reason he's so effective is he can do two things at once. He can be a real old school Republican who just takes care of business. COVID, the hurricane, stuff like that. He just goes about his business. He doesn't do crazy stuff.
So is he officially running now?
When he wants.
See, that's what. Okay, so I heard on one thing that he was going to run. Second, I heard he wasn't going to run, and I think I was listening to Officer Tatum, and he was like, he's not even running. So I thought he was going to run.
Well, maybe there may be some gray area. Because did they lock Trump up? That sounds so crazy to me.
I don't think that's going to really happen. Trump said he said that they were going to. He announced they were going to do that, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to lock him up.
That was last Tuesday. If that was the case, it said Tuesday, which was last week.
But if that was the case, this will be blasted everywhere. I'm curious to know, is Trump locked up? I don't think so. I really don't. I really, really doubt it. He not locked up. If there is, if it is, it's going to happen in time. He's not locked up.
Oh, good.
To throw red meat to the base, he's a performance artist, and he does a lot of really outrageous stuff. But I get it that's where the party is. If you want a big future in that party, especially if you want to take on Donald Trump, you got to ride both those horses at once. Everybody keeps saying to me, but he has no personality. I don't think people care. Like, a lot of politicians don't have personality. Nixon had no personality. I mean, I could name some politicians who have absolutely no personality. It's not a prerequisite. I mean, it's great if you have one.
Mm-hmm.
Like Obama had a great one, and Kennedy had a great one. But, Biden is not, James Brown at the Apollo exactly. I don't think that's going to hold Ron DeSantis back.
It's interesting. I met this couple from Florida, liberal Democrats, and then they told me how much they loved Ron DeSantis.
Really?
Loved him. And it's for the governance.
From Florida?
Yeah, they were from Florida.
The people in Florida like him.
Yeah.
Well, he won re-election with almost 60% of the vote.
Also, while the rest of the country...
So that means those liberal Florida folks voted for him, but presidential, they voted for the blue side. So on the bigger note, they probably voted all blue except for, and they picked him, because they really like him. Because I heard people, I heard that he has a good personality and they love how he handles business. So red and blue like him.
Okay.
He was overdoing COVID. Flora, I was there during COVID. It was night and day from this place. And, I am not one who was ever on the page with COVID paranoia. So I thought it was a breath of fresh air. And the people there, when they would visit me here, sometimes they would say, oh my God, in the middle of the pandemic, what do you people live like this? It's so unnecessary. We don't live like this.
Right.
And it turned out a lot of what Ron DeSantis did was smarter than what the people who were criticizing were saying. I mean, he kept the beaches open. Yes, you're not going to get it outside. In fact, it's good. Get some fresh air and some sunshine. That would be better for you. And he also protected the elderly. It was much more targeted. It's sort of the opposite of what happened in New York State.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a complete disaster.
What? Which one?
New York, when COVID hit. It was absolutely, crazy. Okay, well, I mean,
because what I don't remember, man. That don't seem
it was the death rate was really that was one of the states where it was the absolute highest in. But I don't want to lose my train of thought with what I'm thinking. So when it comes to Republican side, it seems like they're pushing for it to be between Trump and DeSantis.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would like for it to be too solid. I want it to be two solid people. So, it's a lot easier for voters to make a decision where you got 5 or 6 people and you got people down here who, whose track record may not be as strong as the others, but they still have some weight under their belt.
Who are you talking about?
I'm just saying in general, like they're politicians who may have done a few things, but doesn't have the resume or the credentials or the, expertise that DeSantis made. I mean, Trump didn't have all that at first, but it seems like he still made some pretty good decisions while he was in office, of course, listening to his team. Maybe if that does happen and he is elected, they rely on his cabinet and his team of people who are experts in whatever they do to funnel him with the proper, communication.
I'm going for anybody who's going away from the woke agenda. If you're pushing away from the woke agenda, then I'm going for you. I'm anti. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm anti woke agenda. I don't like nothing, pretty much nothing that they doing. So whoever's talking, I'm probably gonna shoot for you more based on that. There's probably some things that I need to get clear on, also that could affect me. But the big thing over there is the stuff that's being pushed, and that's the stuff I'm against. So whoever's saying, and that's kind of why I really like. I like Trump. I got to understand Trump later, and this was after the fact, later down the line. But kind of like why I like DeSantis, because DeSantis was pushing back on Disney, he was pushing back on all this stuff that's coming out all goofy and stuff. No pun, not all pun intended, but that's coming. So. That DeSantis runs. I hope he runs, but
especially when it came to education and things that he was pushing in regards to the school system and separating certain things, leaving it up to parents at home versus what the curriculum should be in an educational environment is completely different. So I was really feeling him. Of course, whoever it is, we definitely will do our homework and go back a lot to see policies, because that's what I look for too. I look for the policies that they voted on. What are they getting enacted in legislation? What are they backing? Because we don't know everything.
No,
we have gotten into politics a lot more since Trump. Yeah, since the Trump election. So yeah,
even though we don't know everything, but we do. Me and my wife, there's some things politically that we don't always share completely eye to eye, but there's majority of the things that we share eye to eye, and someone said push, no, we're not voting for that. So
I enjoyed this.
Let's get 2024 presidential elections, predictions. Like, don't take a nose dive, but comment down in the section below if you want some more of this kind of stuff.
See you guys on the next video, and giveaway is coming up soon. Yes.
Let's go.
And y'all, really quick, I was not really feeling well Friday, so that's why we're not on our live schedule. Hopefully, Sibo put a post up about it, but it was because mouth work and all that good stuff. But we'll regular schedule this Friday, 6:30. Be there.
All right.